Mother, man.
This is Satan, and you're listening to Murder, Metal, Mayhem.
Spreading faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's Murder, Metal, Mayhem! What's up, Chris? What's going on, man?
What the fuck? Man, it's been a while.
It has been, man. It definitely has been a little bit of time since we were in here. Good to be doing that Tuesday thing. Bringing in episode 88 after a couple of weeks off, doing some pre-recorded stuff.
At least we got stuff out there for y'all to listen to, though, so fucking
We did. We didn't want you guys to miss us, and we really got a fuck ton of hits on that. The Low 12 episode was huge, man. We had a lot of people that dug that. Oh, yeah. So that was cool. So thanks, everybody out there listening to that episode 87 with Low 12. Talking to John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
So that was fun, and a lot of listens to that. It was well over 1,500 at the time of this recording, which is definitely a big one.
Right,
I'm anxious to see if it keeps getting listens, if it can crack into that top 10. There's some surprises in the top 10. It's kind of funny. I'll have to run through that one time
no shit.
On the show. That might be fun. I could probably do that. To see, which episodes actually break in to that top 10 or, top 10, however many, because it's, sometimes it's surprising. Some of the ones that are in there, like the Murderbelia episode was the longest, and we were surprised at that. Sometimes it makes sense, and then other times it seems like it doesn't, because we've had, some really big episodes that, have really crushed it with, lots of listens.
Didn't quite seem to make it.
Yeah, I mean, the ones that, here, I'm looking at the top 5 all time. Episode 1, number 1. Episode 2. So episode 1 was, of course, the David Hendricks case.
Right from here in town.
The local case. Yeah. Episode 2, Wood Chipper Love, which was, of course, Richard Kraft's, my hometown case in Connecticut. Episode 3, so 1, 2, 3, top 3, or the top 1, 2, and 3 podcasts. Episode 3, Cannibals Have More Fun. I think that was the Joe Matheny. So
no, wait.
Or was it Matheny, or was it the Packer?
Albert Packer.
Yeah, that might have been him, because he might have been the first one we did. Chris Benoit, episode 53. Episode 63, Andre Chikatilo. So those are the top 5. I'm not able to see for some reason which ones, but we're at 181,000 total listens to the show. So you guys are really amazing, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, fucking A.
So,
man.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, y'all.
So yeah, check out episode 87 if you missed it on Low 12, talking about Gacy. We had last week we did that live podcast from the Black Crypt podcast guys on Amityville Horror from the Dark History Convention in October. That was cool.
Yeah, that was fucking a fun time.
Yeah.
Even getting yelled at by Brian a little bit at first.
But
it was still fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. The recording quality, not the greatest, but, it is what it is. It was a live recording, and we did our best. And I listened to it. I thought it was definitely listenable. It wasn't, it doesn't sound like this, but it was, if you guys had seen what we had to go through to just pull that off, it was pretty crazy.
It was pretty awesome, yeah.
Black Crypt guys came in key there with some gear they had with them, so... speaking of the guys in the Black Crypt podcast, we got a special announcement we're going to make later in the Mayhem segment about them, and a special milestone that we've got coming up. So that's going to be really cool, Chris.
This is going to be a fun fucking time right here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's fun, doing this podcast, but having a couple weeks off, I got to admit, was really nice. Went to Arizona with Jenny, so did some sightseeing, got to visit my parents. Weather was really good, which was cool. I mentioned that we were going to be going to that haunted hotel in Jerome.
Yeah.
Wickedest city in the West is what it got its name. And so there's a
where I
lot of
need to
old
live.
hauntings.
The wickedest city in the West. I need to live in that motherfucker.
Yeah, you would, dude. You would be all about it. Yeah, you would fit in that whole vibe.
No shit.
Because
No.
it's a bunch of like old stoners and
Right,
people
just
that like are trying to get away from like society.
Everybody leave me alone. I want to be secluded.
Yeah, there's only like 450 people that live in Jerome. And
Right.
it's a huge tourist area, so there's a lot of people there all the time
because
of the attractions. So the Haunted Hamburger is a famous little joint that's supposed to be a haunted building, but we ate lunch there at the Haunted Hamburger. And then
I don't know if I'd fucking be eating meat at some place called the Haunted Hamburger. That's some straight up Joe Matheny shit.
Yeah, right.
What
That's
the
true.
Fuck, dude.
Didn't even think of that. It was a good burger, though.
I
gotta
bet
say.
it was. I bet it was. They say human flesh is sweet, so
And then we ate at the hotel's restaurant called the Asylum, which was really cool. So had a really great time. And so because of my experience in Jerome, we talked about doing a podcast about Jerome, the wickedest city in the West,
Right.
and talk about all the hauntings and the crazy shit that went down there. Very interesting place in Arizona. So we'll we'll do that in a future podcast here coming up within the next couple months. So,
oh yeah, bro.
Chris, did you have a good couple weeks off, man?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it was the same old normal for me, except I didn't come here on Tuesday. Everything else was the same for me.
Well, I know you were working and stuff,
Right,
so that's
right.
not a fair comparison. But
But yeah, I mean, hung out, drank some beers.
that's cool.
Yep.
That's cool. Well, I brought back a gift for the studio. That's
I
Skull
know, that's
Rista,
fucking
man.
awesome, dude.
Day of the Dead Skull Rista, I think they call them. Pretty fucking cool. They had one with black and white skulls, like alternating, but I like the bone colored.
Right, yeah, the bone color.
Yeah, so I thought you would like that, man. So
Dia de los Muertos.
there you go. Yeah, they had a bunch of Day of the Dead shit there. It was a Mexican themed, like furniture / decorating type store my mom goes to.
Fucking A.
And we went there and got a few different things. So
Yeah, I think it's pretty sweet, though.
yeah, for sure. All right. Well, tonight we're going to be doing a topic, a bit of a change of pace from the usual serial killer feature. Dark and creepy. I think you guys are going to dig it. We'll be talking about the ancient book known as the Codex Gigas or Devil's Bible. Definitely Devil's Bible sounds more cool. You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, Codex Gigas, I mean, it's kind of weird sounding. And
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what the fuck is that?
Right.
What is a Codex Gigas?
Yeah.
You know?
But
So we're going to
things
talk
like
some
more-
Latin tonight.
I think it's
so.
more like a fucking tombstone, though.
Dude, that's a monster of a fucking
God
book, man.
damn,
Holy
dude.
shit. So some of you commented on our Facebook page about this topic that you were excited that we were going to do it. So I was kind of happy to see that because I thought a lot of people would be like, Codex, what the fuck is that? Dude, are you losing your mind over there?
Right.
But I've known about this book for a few years. I've always wanted to cover it since we started doing the podcast. I thought it would be interesting. A little break, in the usual. And since we had 2 weeks off, I thought this would be a good kind of, just palate cleanse,
like
ready to
ease
get
your way
nasty.
back in.
Because we got some nasty ones coming up, man.
Yeah,
really.
yeah, like ease back
Yeah,
in.
yeah. So you got some really good ones coming up. So you guys definitely bunker down. And CK's ready to throw down since he's been off a couple weeks like us, ready to do the band At the Gates. So
Gates.
that should be cool. Plus, Chris, he's got a lot of metal knowledge. He's going to lay down some
Got
new
some
releases.
coming out, and another Lost Classic that he wants to talk about.
Yeah,
so.
Lost Classic's a
Fucking
good
A.
one. Band that I'm familiar with, so that's cool. Like personally played with them. Should be a good time. CK going to do as usual, and then he's going to stay on now that he's been doing that through Mayhem and
Mayhem,
Outros.
yes,
so,
sir.
so that should be awesome. I hope you guys like that. He enjoys being more of a part of the show, and of course we've got CCK in here.
Got him
Chris.
we got him a new hat.
We got him a new hat.
He
Yeah.
got him a new hat when he was on vacay, dude.
That's
He got
right. Little St. Patty's Day theme hat for the
fucking
month
A,
of
man.
March.
That
So
green plaid Viking hat with the horns and a couple green braids coming out
Yeah.
of it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking-
so there's
it looks good on him.
CCK.
It looks good on him.
yeah, I think so too. So Anyway, so we'll show you some pictures of that if you haven't already
We
seen.
might have to construct a great big green Viking beard to slap on him.
There you go. There you go. That'd be great. Got a new killer cage match tonight. Thanks to listeners, Chris. We got a few we wanted to thank here.
Oh, yeah, we got Denton Mason, Randy Steinlich, and
Nice.
Big Mike Collier for they got the numbers for the killer cage match for us. So thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we got a couple of killers fighting to the death this week, Chris, though. An interesting one. Who do we got going at it this time, man?
Jerry Brudos, the shoe-loving motherfucker.
That's right.
And Ted Bundy, the necrophile.
Yeah. It should be an interesting one because, Brudos was all about, like, cutting off tits and, like, let him, like,
Yeah.
on his fucking,
Just hanging out
like,
on the
in his
fucking
entertainment
mantle and
center
shit.
with
Yeah.
the families in there.
Like, fuck it. Yeah, it's a real titty. Yeah, I cut it off.
Hanging this shit like meat in his fucking
It's
garage,
fucking
and fucking family just has no fucking idea.
No clue. You're not allowed in the
what
garage.
the fuck?
Do not go- Man.
And like you said, Bundy's just fucking whack. So yeah, it should be a good one. So stay tuned. We'll do that in the Mayhem segment like usual. Speaking of the cage matches, though, we all know March is big for the college basketball world, March Madness. But next week, we're going to be rolling out a new twist on that, our March Mayhem contest with our first 8 matches. And a new twist we have for the way we're going to pick the winner. So the grand prize is, of course, being a co-host on the show with all of us for a murder segment. So that should be really cool. So we'll talk about that later.
Right.
Give you some details of how you can be one of the 3 participants in this contest. So be one of the first 3 to get a hold of us. Listen later for the details. Huge thanks to sponsor spellboundeffectsandart.com, Tony Campagna, Chris.
Always
Fucking
with that
animal,
killer
man.
shit, man.
Love this stuff. The lamp, the awesome severed forearm and shit with Murder Metal Mayhem carved into it that you always see on our Facebook page. Just amazing stuff.
So fucking like realistic. That's ridiculous. I really like it.
Yeah, and the hat. He's doing the cowboy hats now, the aprons.
Dude, I need
He's
to
got
get
all
one of
kinds
the
of stuff
fucking
he keeps adding. So,
It's all veiny.
yeah. Very Ed Gein. So
Right.
check out spellboundfxandart.com. So check that out. Also, Chris, last minute sponsor, California Murder Tours.
Gotta love those California murder tours.
Yeah, they sent in an ad to play, so we'll check that out. And of course, thanks to everybody listening. We do appreciate it. We said before, that we have gotten almost 200,000 listens so far to the show, and we're approaching, some milestones. It's just very cool. So we really, really appreciate that a lot.
Dude.
So, Chris, we got a lot of shit on our plate tonight.
Yeah, let's get our fucking Gigas Codex on. That's I still can never pronounce it, bro.
That's all right. Could it be safe?
Could it be Satan?
Fuck yeah.
It just might be Satan. Fuck. I think that bitch is Satan.
Fucking church lady, man. Love that stuff. That was Jenny's suggestion. I got to give her credit. That was a perfect call. I used to have a church lady poster that said, "Could it be Satan?" on
No
it. So,
shit.
yeah, I used to have a full-size poster when I lived in Connecticut.
That's
so.
hilarious as fuck.
The Codex Gigas is the name of the ancient book that is actually Latin. So we're teaching him some Latin tonight, Chris. Giant book. So giant
and
book.
that ain't no fucking
It's
joke.
a
neither.
fucking monster,
It's a
man.
goddamn Volkswagen.
165 pounds, 3 feet long, nearly 2 feet wide, 9 inches thick, also known as the Devil's Bible. And that's why we're covering it, because the legend that surrounds this Codex Gigas is a very dark and
Pretty
interesting
fucked
one.
up.
So very, very cool. I don't even know how I stumbled on this, but when you watch it on YouTube, it suggests, and of
Like,
course the
oh, dude,
shit that I watch.
Yeah, and I've come across like music all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
just, like,
really cool
suggest, like,
stuff.
click on
Sometimes you
that.
find some good shit that way.
Click on that. I'm gonna check that out. All right, no, that sucks, but it suggests something else.
Yeah.
You're like, holy fuck, what the hell? Just like I
Yeah.
was saying, that fucking band I told you about, the weird fucking
Oh
name.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just funny how that works out. So that's how I found these guys, or this book was on this documentary I watched, and it's not even on YouTube anymore, so I'm lucky I saw it when I did. But it's very interesting. There's also the documentary was on Netflix, but it no longer is. There is only one place I found it, and I may put the link, if I remember right, in the episode description, so you guys can watch it if this story interests you, because that's the one to watch. The National Geographic episode on the Codex Gigas. If you Google that, you'll find it. National Geographic Codex Gigas, you'll find it.
Right.
So I'm anxious to dig into that. It's definitely worthy of us to do this. We had a few listeners comment on Facebook, said they were excited about it. So that's really cool. So hopefully you guys dig it.
You guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Good
Now,
night.
Chris, I didn't think when I had told you about it that you had heard
Nope.
of this one before. So
Like when you got the fucking picture and put it on the wall, I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck that is, dude.
yeah, I bought over the summer. I think it was summer. I don't know. It's a few months ago. Maybe it was fall. I got got interested in doing it. I think it wound up on the schedule, so I was doing some shit, and I stumbled on that little small poster of
Satan.
the Satan picture from Codex Gigas. So if
wearing
you've
a
seen
diaper. I
that,
don't
that's
think
what that is.
I don't think Satan would wear a diaper, though.
No, I know. They talk about it on the documentary that at the time that was like a royalty thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like a compliment to have him in a like
shit.
it looks like a cloth diaper, but there's a name for it. I can't remember because I'm just barely competent to pull off this podcast, and that's it. So it was completed though. So it was created in the 13th century. So it is a real book in a Benedictine monastery, and what we now know as a Czech Republic. And this would have been done in the year 1230, Chris. So talking like 800 years ago.
2020 now. So
Yeah.
The fact
So
the
we're like
motherfucking
800 years, just about 790 years.
The fact it's still around is fucking amazing.
It is amazing. The writing is in Latin. There are many detailed colored illustrations throughout. It's very mesmerizing if you look at it. There is some history of the book changing hands, which we're going to get to. But for a moment, the history of the Codex Gigas takes us down a very strange path because it's more like legend. We've done a few of these, Chris, like Sawney Bean.
Sawney Bean, I was going to say that.
Would be a good example of one of those where, we say, hey, look, this is what you read. This is what you see when you check it out.
Who knows what's true?
It's hard to tell, but some of those to me are endearing in a way, and this is like a negative. Not really. I wouldn't use the word endearing with stories like this, but it makes it interesting. It makes you want to check it out, and it's fun to think that it could have happened.
Right. And I mean, the way the story goes, like if you think if it actually happened like that, it's like, oh shit.
It is. It's pretty cool, and like I watched a documentary where they picked apart the Babe Ruth called shot when he did that against the Cubs in the I think it was the World Series. And it's like they're trying to show that he didn't really do it. And it's like, that is like baseball legend. Like, leave that alone.
Leave it the fuck alone, dude.
What little leaguer doesn't get up there and point and be all Babe Ruth and shit?
Right.
I mean, that's cool shit. Like, leave that alone. Like, don't say he didn't do that.
Yeah, don't say he didn't do it. Just let it go.
Don't
the way
fucking
it was.
say there's no such thing as Santa. That's Tooth Fairy.
Fuck that.
None of that shit. Easter Bunny's coming up, man.
That motherfucker. Fuck you.
So it is more like legend. So have some fun with this. It's currently in a museum. The book is actually in a museum, but I don't think it's on public display currently.
I don't think so.
They took it out of public display for a while. And it, what happens leading up to the writing of the book and how it ended up in Sweden is what we really don't know. I mean, we know some facts, but we don't know what happened in the middle. So keep that in mind when you guys hear this. I'm sure there's some facts mixed in with the legend. Usually there is. And it's just an awesome story.
It's always a mixture of the legend and the fact that.
Yeah, now, Chris, I'm very fascinated by this, and I know you said just the name kind of made you wonder, what the hell, it's just a weird Codex Gigas,
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty fucking, like, when I looked at it, I was like, okay, this is really, especially, like, physical size of the book. When it says large book or big book or whatever, it's
unbelievable.
No fucking joke.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, 165 pounds is a lot of book.
That's a lot of fucking book, bro.
I thought my copy of Atlas Shrugged was a big book.
Right?
This is like nothing, man.
This
is a monster.
Work out with this motherfucker.
This is like covering a dining room table. Big book.
I'm looking at the table right here.
Gigantic. It would hang over the sides of this table.
Dude, so fucking big.
So the legend says that a monk at the monastery had done something terrible, and I didn't see what terrible was, so I really don't know. I read somewhere that he broke his vows. You know, you'd think if he's condemned to death, it would have been something pretty bad, but in a monastery,
I mean, they're monks,
where they're strict, I mean, fuck, he could have stole a pack of gum,
right?
And they were going to put his ass to death. So I don't know. But either way, he was to be buried alive in the prison cell he was being kept in. That's fucked up.
Fucking walling
Just
him
going to
in
wall
and
him in, man. How fucked is that, dude?
Yeah, not like buried under dirt or whatever.
Just sealed off.
The cell.
Like, fuck you.
Fucking, we did something else where they did that. What was that? Didn't we? Where they were fucking...
I'm not sure. It sounds familiar because I've read about it before. It's called immurement, which is being buried alive.
It's fucking...
And I remember, I don't know if it was a medieval torture when we did that kind of
like
stuff.
Like walled off and shit.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. So anyway, very, very interesting. So you're going to starve to death or probably die of thirst first. Either way, a shitty fucking way to go out. So
it's slow and agonizing. It ain't going to fucking be good.
Yeah. So there was a handwriting expert, Michael Gulick, on the National Geographic documentary that I watched, and there was a Swedish librarian who looked at the book very closely. They found a place where the author of the book may have signed his name, and it was as Herman Inclusus, which is a Latin word. The way the word was debated is definitely a little bit of a controversy because some would translate that to mean a recluse, which would describe a monk who was very devout and committed his whole life to one task like that, like creating a book like that.
I find it kind of fucking funny that the dude's name was Herman.
Yeah.
Herman?
Herman. Yeah, I actually wonder if the band Herman's Hermits, that old 50s band or whatever, if they had something to do with this. Because the Hermits, would kind of fit with this.
Yeah,
so I wonder.
Shit. Yeah.
That's actually would be funny to Google and see where the name came from.
Dude, yeah.
So anyway, it was written, they think, by one person.
They said the handwriting was all like the same and like no flaws.
Yeah, no flaws, no mistakes. And we're talking... based on what the experts say on how long it would take to write like one line, the amount of material in this book, just the writing part of it.
Yeah, not even
not the art.
Yeah.
25 years of writing every single day if you were one person doing it.
And like you said, no flaws or anything. Like they couldn't even see anywhere where shit got like erased or whatever and gone back over. It was just clean, straight.
Yeah,
writing
exactly precise, almost like it was a type, like a font. That's how fucking exact it was.
The intricate lettering they used in it is fucking insane. The calligraphy, whatever.
Yeah, it was very unique. It wasn't like classical calligraphy. The experts said that it looked like somebody that taught himself how to do it.
Right. Yeah.
So he had a very distinct way of doing it. So they said that there's nothing they've ever found that even closely resembles that style. So whoever wrote that just wrote that. But for fuck's sake, if it would take him 25 years, that's about all the dude could muster. Because I'm not thinking you're doing a sequel to that shit.
No, you're writing this whole book and that's it.
You're just going to fucking crawl in bed and die.
Yeah, you get one.
Fuck. I mean, and the thing that's amazing, though, Chris, is how... the handwriting doesn't change. I mean, if you or I wrote for every day for 25 years, your handwriting's going to change.
Yeah.
This does not.
No,
That's what's mystifying
all
about
the same.
Very, very interesting.
My handwriting sucks anyways. So.
Yeah, my handwriting's not the greatest. It's not gotten any better, as I've gotten older. But, it's just... they were even able to tell by some tests they did with a UV light how the guy, made the ink, because
They had two different kinds.
yeah, I mean, that's a lot of writing for a guy to do and to make the ink on top of it. I mean, holy shit.
And you would think if it was 25 years and you're blending your own ink, there's still going to be some kind of discrepancy in the mixture. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I know.
Like-
and
like-
it's not.
Like take making cookies, for instance. You might have a recipe,
Well,
but if
yeah.
there's one little fucking thing
Add a
off,
little
it's
more
gonna be-
vanilla this time.
Right,
you know.
exactly. Some shit like that.
Sure. Or
Fucking
don't
A.
have enough,
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing that as they UV lighted this shit, it was like,
Yeah,
the same. Because they say there's two types of ink that the monks would have made in that era. They call it ink blending. And as a writer today, when I read this shit, I felt like a spoiled fucking brat.
Because all you got to do is
'Cause I
push a
just
button and
type
it
this
shows
shit.
up.
It's like printing shit out.
Print it out, done.
I'm not hovered over an animal skin by candlelight writing this shit.
Grinding out your own fucking shit.
Yeah, making the ink out of insect fucking nests and shit.
and metal.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one was metal. I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, fucking A.
It's unfortunate they used the other one. They used the ground up insect nest in this one, but they said the metal one is more vibrant, whereas this one's more like subdued.
More dull. Yeah. Like the insect nest base. I'm sure they add liquid to it, but do you think there's still like baby insects and
I
larvae
guess,
in there?
yeah, it's kind of brutal.
That's fucked.
It's like written in dead fucking insect carcass.
Right?
So it's amazing to think one person did this, and I'm very skeptical of it. The story is very fantastic, but like I said, have some fun. The legend says now this monk who's condemned to death, Chris, is pleading for his life to be spared if he's able to write a book that contained all known human knowledge, and if they would spare him if he could do this. That's kind of crazy. I mean, kind of a weird thing to volunteer to do.
Yeah, and if they went for it, apparently he must have known something if they like gave him the chance.
You would think, yeah, because if he was
right-
just some idiot, they'd be like,
and
yeah,
they're
fuck
writing
you.
some shit down. He'd be like, nope, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
call
all
the
human
mason
knowledge.
in to fucking wall this motherfucker in.
Yeah, tell me I'm wrong. You don't know.
Yeah, call the Mason Union Hall. Get a couple guys over here to wall this motherfucker
He's
in.
done.
So he says he would glorify the monastery forever with the book. And the abbot and the other monks, like you said, Chris, I mean, must have thought enough of the guy to think he
Give
could
him a shot.
maybe
I
do it.
mean,
So
fuck.
they give him the night. They said, all right, you got till dawn to write the book that you're claiming is, the greatest
all
book.
human knowledge.
So the writing the book in one night is crazy. I mean, obviously, if you're writing like children's books, maybe you could write a book in
like
a night.
each page has a sentence on it. And the
Yeah,
rest is picture.
something
Yeah.
like that. Sure, I could do that
Bobby is playing
in an
with
hour.
his ball. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I could do a book an hour if I was writing shit like that.
Right.
But these romance novelists, it was funny. I did an appearance a couple years ago at some sort of writers event, and there was a woman there that did romance books, and she said something like she wrote like 6 books last year or something, and I was like, 6 books? Like, holy shit, like that's crazy. It took me like an entire year to do Enoch Strange, you know?
Right.
And I'm just like, holy shit, I mean, I get it. If she's like a stay-at-home mom or something, she could probably
that's all she doing?
write more, but 6? Well, she said her books were like 20 to 30,000 words, which for me is like a long, short story.
It's like an essay.
So it's like, okay, like that's a little different than Enoch Strange, which is 115,000 words.
Right.
So a little different. But yeah, so I guess if you're writing shit like that, you could do this book in one night. But they're very skeptical. They let him try it, though. And so...
And the book came out glorious.
Yeah, now we're talking old school, which the pages were vellum, which was like an animal skin.
Yeah, he's either donkeys or sheep, I believe.
Yeah.
Fucking
They skin them and use the skin
Dry it
to
out.
make this shit. So yeah, you think about it, Chris. The pages are skin.
Yeah,
The
that's-
writing are like guts and like animal or
It's a pretty
insect
gory
part.
fucking shit.
It is pretty brutal, man. And you got this monk grinding this ink out and fucking quilling it into this fucking skin. I mean, it is pretty brutal. And with nearly 400 pages, it's estimated that 160 donkeys were needed to do that.
Now,
PETA would throw a fucking fit, man.
Oh, for real.
Holy shit.
Also, did they put him in there in the room for one night? What kind of book did they think he was writing? You got 160 donkeys worth of fucking flesh in there.
Right.
Like, this book weighs 165. Like, how much shit did they think he was actually going to need? What the fuck,
I know.
man? Like,
but, I mean,
go,
especially if he
fucking do
did it in one night. I mean, you know, I
Right.
don't know how they were going to think he was going to do that.
Yeah, by himself. No fucking help turning pages or, hey, bring me another sheet of flesh.
Yeah.
I'm fucking out. Fucking, I got to go do this by myself, make sure it's in order. I got to fucking proofread my own shit.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had like somebody in there helping him out, you know. So it is pretty crazy. It is an interesting story. The front and back cover is wood and leather fastened together with ornate metal guards and fasteners. It's pretty fascinating to look at. I couldn't imagine, you know, putting this all together.
No,
And 165 pounds. I mean, that's pretty good. That's like a person, you know.
Now, they never said, though. They said you have this night to do it. Did he get 24 hours? Or did he get, like, all right, it's bedtime. You get 12 hours from now.
Yeah, I don't know. They said till dawn. So, I mean, they didn't give him 24 hours, I don't believe. You know,
Right.
I don't know. Now, the legend goes on to say that at midnight, Herman the Recluse realized he was not going to be able to complete the text by dawn. So in desperation, he prays to the devil to help him in his exchange for his soul. So,
My name is Satan.
That's right. That's right. Now, that's what he claimed to happen. You know, the legend says the devil came and finished the book, and he drew the iconic image of the devil that we've been talking about on that one page you always see opened up
Right.
when they have pictures of the Codex Gigas, if you Google it.
Is this like the book version of who's the guitar player that sold the Crossroads sold his soul to the devil to play guitar? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
I can't remember who it was or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the whole
Yeah.
crosswords thing.
Yeah.
There was an episode of Metalocalypse where they did that too.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a famous classic kind of story.
I'm a notary.
And supposedly he did the drawing of the devil as kind of an homage, you know, to him for helping him.
Right.
One of the experts
dude.
noted it was very rare at that time to show Satan's body in artwork. They always said they would show his face or part of him. But the fact he drew the entire
Right.
body inside of the page, almost as if it was in a cell, keeping him in a cell, was very bold, but was also very in a like an honor type of thing. So very, very strange, very, very interesting. And of course, that's the picture that everybody talks about because it's very creepy and weird looking. It's like a little kid.
It's kind of cartoonish.
It is.
It really
it's
is.
very cartoony, but that's what kind of makes it look creepy, especially with it being on the skin and all this shit.
The donkey skin, and knowing that how old it is that somebody fucking
Yeah.
drew that, whether it was the 25 years or the one night, whatever.
Right. Yeah, it's
fucking
amazing. Yeah, in
crazy
either
as fuck.
case, it's fucking incredible, man. Now, the expert also talks about how people would have looked at Satan during this time, and the fact that they drew him so large in the Codex Gigas would mean that he, you know, felt he was very powerful. Talent, you know, the art is not that great, but it gives it that creepier kind of feel. One of the experts I saw in there was kind of a priss ass, you know, I thought.
Kind of a dickhead.
He said that the expert had said that he thought the artist looked like an amateur. But, you know, it is pretty
I don't see
simple,
you drawing no
but-
pictures, motherfucker.
That's right. And, I mean, you look at some of the other artwork in there, the coloring of the letters and shit.
And
It's
the detail to it and everything.
pretty
I mean, there's
intense,
some
man.
really
Yeah, I mean,
detailed
better than I
shit.
could have fucking done. That's for goddamn sure. And, you know, the calligraphy was very amateurish, but has its own kind of look to it. So, now, Chris, that's a pretty crazy story, of course, with the devil thing and all that. But what do you think? I mean, is there any way possible this shit's getting done in one night? I mean, that seems almost too much, you know?
I mean, Satan can do what he wants, man.
That's true.
Unless you, like, take his horn or chip his tooth and get the pick of destiny, then he's fucked. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no fucking way a single person like realistically could ever do what's in this book in one night. Not at all. But I mean, when you have the power of a supernatural being doing whatever the fuck, who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody were to believe that could have happened, then of course, it's fucking Satan. I guess he does what the fuck he wants,
Yeah, there's no way one person's doing that in one night.
Yeah, I don't see it either. I don't see it either.
Not even, like you said, with today's technology with a computer and shit. Like,
it'd be unbelievable, man. That's a lot of writing. Now, in addition to all the writing, the artwork, very vibrant colors, drawings of heaven and earth and the sun, the moon, planets. All of this would have taken a lot of time. A lot of the letters and like the first letter of a paragraph was like colored very ornately.
Right, like the first is bigger than obviously bigger than the rest of the letters.
Yeah, like stained glass looking shit. I mean, this guy was calling the dude an amateur, and I'm looking at the stuff like that's pretty fucking impressive, man.
Fucking all right, bro.
Especially with a quill on fucking animal skin. I mean, goddamn, with insect gut fucking ink,
Yeah, that ain't no amateur shit, dude. Hell no.
That's what I'm thinking, but that's what this guy was claiming, and all that would have taken a lot of time. There's even a section on medicine. There's a full Latin transcript of the Bible in there. There's medicinal
the Bible's
stuff.
hard enough to fucking try and read anyway, because you rather trying to read that shit in fucking Latin. Thou
Writing
shalt
the
not
entire
be
Bible,
Yeah.
That's a lot of writing.
That right
just
there on its own is a lot of fucking writing.
Right. On top of that, he's got these articles about medicine, talking about like events coming up in the area, different feasts, different things of the time, knowledge of the time, death, like an obituary of sorts of like famous people at that time.
Famous at that time.
Yeah, I mean, so there's like all this info. So like the guy said he was going to write a book of all fucking human knowledge.
And that's what
he's got like the Pork and Apple Festival in there. Heydays. I mean, you're hitting the fucking big shit, He's got everything in this motherfucker. So I guess he's legit,
Goddamn Sir Lancelot the 15th is headlining this year's medieval festival.
That's right. That's right. He's going to do Freebird,
Gonna do Freebird. Get the fuck out of here.
So this would have taken a lot of fucking time, man. It's just amazing. Over the years, some different things have caused pages to become missing. Back before they understood how to handle documents and shit.
Right. There's like, 10 to 12 pages, I think they said, missing out of it.
Something like that. Yeah.
And that's probably all the fucking goddamn words that let you fucking talk to Satan to get shit done.
That's right. So it is still at the Library of Sweden in Stockholm at the time. On the page opposite the devil is a full description of the kingdom of heaven. So a sort of good versus evil thing going on those opposing pages. And these pages also seem darker than the rest, which adds to the mystique. But on the documentary, it can be explained, they say, that the vellum darkens over time when it's exposed to the light.
Right.
And since those pages those two pages are the ones that they always show, that's what it was open to, so it would have got more light.
Hence why it's not in public view anymore, because they don't want any more damage done to it.
True. Yeah, so they probably got it in the dark and shit. So, yeah, those pages are getting darker from the light, and that's just natural with vellum. So, very interesting. What do you think, Chris, about all these fucking creepy drawings? I know you said the devil picture was pretty fucked up.
The devil picture's cool as shit, but like you said, like all the other artwork and shit, it's the dude can fuck off for saying it's amateur, because it's like super ornate and, like you said, colorful. Like I'm literally looking at a lot of it on my computer at the moment while we're talking, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Like there's some fucking awesome shit, like with like you said, planets, and obviously didn't know what the planets looked like, but the orientation and everything's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's fucking amazing, man.
Like the way they did it, the way the book's done is awesome for a dude that got possessed by Satan.
There are pages in the book. Well, if you get possessed by Satan, you know what you could do, Chris? You get a box of fucking Poop Like a Champion and shit Satan out.
You can shit Satan out.
Because you mentioned that in the last podcast we did, Poop Like a Champion cereal, and I ordered it while we were on the show, remember?
This motherfucker straight got a
And it
box of
showed
Poop
up.
Like a Champion.
So we got a box of Poop Like a Champion
Got
here
a
in the
picture of my
studio.
old man sitting there holding on to
Yeah,
it.
laughing.
Looking like he's taking a shit. It's hilarious.
So definitely good stuff. There are pages in the book also that show who's had the book at different times to discuss some of the basic chronology of the book. Just quickly, the monastery where it was created would end up selling it to another monastery due to financial hard times in 1593. Then it was brought back to Prague in 1595, became part of the collection of Emperor Rudolf II.
Rudolph.
At the end of the 30 Years' War, Swedish Army took it as war booty. Now, Chris, that's a good band name right there. I'm thinking war booty.
It's got to be a fucking full female band, though.
Yeah.
They got to have big old butts.
War booty. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to have you're going to have a big ass to be in a
I got
band
that
called
war
War
booty. What you going to do?
So, yeah, maybe you could start an all-female metal band called War Booty.
Fuck
so.
it. Oh, how am I? What the
No,
fuck
you're
did you
like the
say?
manager,
Oh,
like the
I'm
Reuben
what the
Kincaid.
fuck?
You're like Reuben on the Partridge Family, man. I think that would make for a cool band name.
War Booty's pretty fucking high.
It ended up in the Swedish Royal Library, but a fire in 1697 almost destroyed it. So from 2007 to 2008, the book was loaned to the city of Prague, where it was kept on display at the Czech National Library, and then returned to Sweden, and currently back there in Stockholm in the museum, as we talked about. It was on display for many years, but the last thing I read, like you probably surmised, Chris, is it's just getting ruined. You know, they don't want it to be exposed to the light.
Goddamn, almost 800-year-old book. It's like shit decays no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is animal skin that it's made of.
Right.
So, you could look at the entire thing for free on Amazon Kindle. I'm not sure, Chris, where you're looking at. Just Google.
Yeah, I was just looking at some shit on Google. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually look at all the pages if you want.
Oh, you can get a straight up PDF.
Yeah,
of the
you
whole
can
thing.
download the PDF. That's what I did on my phone. So if you're interested in this, check it out. It's pretty cool. Chris, it's amazing how that book made its rounds, and some bad shit happened to people that touched that fucker, man.
Well, their life didn't go as they planned having possession of that book.
No.
Lives lost, thrones lost.
Yeah,
everything.
fires, lots of fucking plague. I mean, pretty bad shit. Those that had the book met with horrible ends. We brushed over a little bit of this stuff when we went over the chronology. But decades after writing that now famous book, the monastery, known as the Black Monks, were in financial trouble, and they sold the book, as I mentioned, to the white monks in a monastery that was outside of Prague.
Why's it got to be a racial thing?
I know. I wondered the same thing. What was up with the black and white? But it had to do with their beliefs.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But it
I
was
know,
funny,
but
though.
it's
I
like,
thought the same
what?
thing.
This shit been going on forever. What the fuck? Yeah.
White monks matter or whatever. Black monks matter.
Black monks matter. Get the fuck out of here.
This monastery displays the book in prominent view in a place of honor near a graveyard that had dirt in it from Golgotha, which is Christ's burial mound.
The Golgothan.
Yes.
The shit demon.
Terrible things start to happen. The monastery gives the codex back. They're like, fuck this. But it was too late. They were already overcome with the bubonic plague, Chris, the Black Death.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
no
bad.
Good. That's no good. It's like
Makes
coronavirus.
that coronavirus look like a pussy, man.
Exactly. It's like coronavirus.
Yeah. So they are just overcome with this shit. 30,000 people died in the town or the city, overwhelming the cemetery to the point, Chris, where they decided to bring the bodies in to the Bone Chapel.
I've seen pictures of the Bone Chapel.
It's
before.
fucking
like, even before,
wicked,
dude,
man.
Like
chandeliers,
like all kinds of shit just made out of
skulls
human
and bones.
Human shit, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, they've got the most macabre collection of stuff I've ever seen. Very, very crazy. chandeliers, chalices, all sorts of things made of bone. So people go to the chapel today and visit this strange location. So go check that out on YouTube. They got some tours of it. It's pretty fucked up.
I'd like to go check it out.
Me too. It's really cool looking. So 1595, Prince Rudolph II, a Holy Roman Emperor in Austria, receives a horoscope by none other than Nostradamus, the famous French astronomer and seer of all things. Dire prediction, though, telling him about his father's death. So King Rudolph becomes obsessed with the occult and starts to collect the books, he could find on that subject. And when he learns of that Codex Gigas, dude, he's got to have it.
It's like, this is the crown book of my collection to learn through this. I need this fucking book.
Yeah, he does. And the abbot of the monastery loans it to him. Of course, he's not giving this shit back.
No,
that's why I don't loan books out.
Right? Like, I ain't never
same
getting
reason
back
because motherfucker's not going to give it back.
Hey, I gave the books back. You
did fantastic. I was very impressed. That was a test, though, to see if we could do the podcast together. Rudolph slips into madness. He's obsessed with this fucking book. He's got people translating it. He can't sleep. He's just fascinated with it. Becomes obsessed. Loses his throne. Family banishes him. He dies fucking penniless. He's just a fucking mess. So that book is fucking bad, man.
It's not putting out good vibes. No good juju.
No, not at all.
Satan wrote it, bro.
That's true. Now, it's just causing all sorts of havoc everywhere it goes. 1648, now in Prague, Codex Gigas is taken by the Swedish army after Rudolph's kingdom comes crashing down. They transport the book in a giant trunk, made the 900-mile trip to present it to their unique leader, a female king, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
King Christina, yeah. Pretty interesting.
Okay, work with. I mean, when
she was pretty badass, man.
When your dad raises you as a bull dyke, fuck.
Her father was king and he had no male heirs. The son died, I guess, or two sons. So he treats her like a son, raises her to take over after he retires. So she has the Codex Gigas placed in her library. And less than a decade, though, dude, it fucking messes with her. She leaves the throne. Her father dies. Sounds like a country song. And leaves the book as she converts to Catholicism. And it sounds like the book's fucking causing all kinds of drama.
Y'all need Jesus in your life, Catholic style.
I guess, man.
I don't know.
It's pretty crazy, man. Late 1600s, there's a fire where the codex is being kept, and a servant rushes in to save it, throws that fucker out the window. But dude,
no, how big is this motherfucker? Like, he's just like, fuck
that's
it.
That's what I'm wondering.
Like 165 pounds. He's just like, fuck it,
right.
I got it.
Throws it out the window.
You're in a fire, and you got trying to save this 165-pound book. I feel like you're almost putting your own life on the line for this.
Well, sure.
Because that's going to take some fucking effort. I
mean, that takes some balls to pick that up.
I'm like, I just know motherfuckers that are pretty fucking strong that they'd still be struggling to pick it up and move it. I mean, it's like,
and it's got to be awkward as fuck too.
Right,
with
like 3x2 by fucking.
It's not like a barbell or something. It's like
where you can grab a hold of it. You got to fucking cradle it and shit.
Yeah. It'd be tough. Then to manage to get it to the window and throw it out, but what does it do when it lands, dude?
Yeah, there happened to be somebody down there. Oops. Landed on them.
Sounds like an OSHA violation, man. No hard hat, right?
That's OSHA violation for sure. Like, Jesus
so
Christ.
That would fuck somebody up. I guess it hurt him bad, but he didn't die.
Kill him.
But still, pretty fucking brutal.
I ain't gonna lie. From the second story of fucking, like you said, barbell. Or fucking just 165 pounds falling on your head isn't going to be good.
No, not at all. Several pages are lost. Modern experts, though, that review the book find evidence of fire on some of the pages. But oddly, those burned pages seem to be close to the drawing of Satan. So going back to the controversy of it all, some of the ink is melted in some of those areas. So
melted. That's weird.
It is weird. Other experts feel the darkened areas, like we said, from the light. So hard to say. The Satan page is the one that people have looked at the most, so it's got the
It's
most
the most
light.
popular for sure.
To me, that makes the most sense, honestly.
yeah, the light's gonna fuck it up.
Yeah. It's amazing that the scholars have gone through the Codex Gigas, don't find mistakes, as you pointed out, Chris, no misspelling, no errors of any kind. And you would think with that much writing, especially calligraphy on animal skins,
Like
there would
that-
have to be some mistakes, dude. I mean, god damn.
It ain't like you're writing like shorthand and shit. Fucking just
No, it's
scratching
the fucking
shit.
Bible.
It's
Like you're writing Latin translations.
Yeah, and like
of the Bible.
calligraphy in itself is a fucking artwork.
It is.
And like you said, it was an original text of calligraphy too.
Right.
So a self-taught, like you're gonna know what you're doing, but you're still gonna take time doing it.
Right.
Because
Oh, yeah.
I fucked around with calligraphy a little bit when I was younger and shit.
Right.
And it's hard to fucking
Oh,
like,
yeah, I'm
get
sure it is.
good at all. Like
Yeah, I'm horrible at artwork, so I would be a mess. I couldn't imagine doing it. It looks
Right.
very, very, very skilled, very sure-handed, which I'm not because of this fucking neuropathy shit I deal with. But yeah, very, very interesting. You know, it's mostly written in Latin, but there's also some Hebrew, some Greek, some Slavic alphabet in there. Oddly, you know, the Bible, as well as, you know, magic spells and conjurations, you know, very similar to like exorcisms.
and shit. Yeah.
So very odd to be in there with the Bible like that. So that's why the book is very strange to some. Some of the conjurations were to ward off sickness.
You'd think you wouldn't have the Black Plague going on.
Yeah,
but you have
that's
that
kind of
book in your
odd
possession.
timing right before the Black Plague swept through Europe. So, you know, sad news of the day, the feast's coming up. I thought that was funny. You know, when Ozfest is coming through, you know, that sort of thing. So very odd collection of information. Final determination made by the experts, at least on the National Geographic documentary, that the evidence does point to one author and creator of this thing. So amazing.
He was either hiding this book forever. No, I think maybe somehow he was able to hide this fucking monolithic book for 25 years, and just as he's about to finish it,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm going to go commit this fucking crime. It was all 25 years premeditated.
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
maybe that's it. I got
He wrote the last line.
yeah, he
and-
wrote the last line that night. Like,
See, I wrote it
"And
all in one night, motherfucker. Let me out. So, yeah,
Free
that's
man.
pretty funny. But, you know, it's really, really a cool story. They also believe that the legend of the devil writing the book may have been, you know, to help explain what they really couldn't imagine or understand, that one person, you know, would spend 25 years of their life writing this book. And the word inclusus in the book near his name may have been misinterpreted, as I said, to believe they meant walled or buried alive. So that may be where that part of the story came from.
basically walled into it, not walled in, but like in the room
Right. Sealed off.
forever. Yeah, sealed off from everybody
Right.
writing this book.
Yeah, so they're saying that maybe the misinterpretation of that word inclusus is how the story became the thing that he was supposed to be buried alive.
Right.
When really it meant that he was reclusive,
Writing.
kept away by himself to work on something very
Exactly.
special
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this.
Right.
That to me makes a lot more sense. But like I said, the Satan part of the story is definitely fun. So an awesome story, you know, behind the Devil's Bible. Again, probably a lot of that is legend, but most likely the real story of the book was written, you know, what the recent experts said, it was probably one driven monk who just spent his entire life work writing this fucking incredibly detailed, intricate book.
For some reason, he got it. This is going to be my life.
Yeah, and how he was able to maintain his handwriting skill
steady
exactly the same is really amazing. I'm blown away at it. So, Chris, anything you want to add to this story?
I mean, that's basically the gist of it.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
no,
I mean, we
don't-
ran through the facts, and it is interesting. It is real. So it's not just some made up shit.
Right.
But the story of the devil in the middle of the night
that's
is
just
interesting.
a little side click to it that makes it want us to be part of it.
Yeah. The research I did for this one was with the one documentary I mentioned from National Geographic. I think that's the best one I've seen. There are a few others, but they're shorter, not as detailed.
Right.
There were a couple of podcasts I heard, nothing that great. I know I'm a partial listener,
Right.
but some of these are really poorly recorded. I can't believe it. You can purchase a copy of the book translated, but some of them get extremely expensive. It is available to read for free online if you want to do that. Kindle, I think, in Amazon Kindle, they offer it free if you have a Prime account, something like that. Next time, we're going to be featuring the fucked up case of the murdering elderly couple. This is a good one, Chris. This is our style. Mooresville, Missouri.
It's another drifter thing, but the killers ain't the drifters. But
Yeah,
still
they
drifters,
kill
man.
the drifters, which is fucked up. And it's a couple, Ray and Faye Copeland.
I like the name. I like the fact their names rhyme.
That's right. That's right. I thought that was funny, too. They killed at least 5 drifters who worked for them and buried them on their farm. It's a case I don't know much about. I didn't know much about before I heard about it. Again, probably on one of those YouTube things
Right.
where it suggests it. And Chris, I mentioned it to you, or I think you may have told me. I don't remember now because there's a lot of it back and forth.
A lot of back and forth.
So this might have been one you suggested. I honestly don't remember.
I don't either.
But it's a good one. It happened in 1990, but they were the oldest couple ever sentenced to death. So it should be a good one. Some hillbilly killing going down.
Hillbilly.
Should be good. So, well, I think I hear that familiar music, Chris. Sounds like some Chrysix. Sounds like our buddy, man.
Yeah,
CK.
CK, man. Fucking A. Let's get our fucking metal on, dude.
Known the world over as the master of metal, the crusher of posers, and Murder Metal Mayhem's knower of all things metal, hailing from Wild Van Street in Danbury, Connecticut, standing at 6 feet of brutal, punishing madness, weighing in at 220 pounds of poser pulverization, the one, the only, toughest bastard on the planet, Chris C.K. Codex!
Could it be Satan?
I don't think it's Satan. I think it's CK, man.
I don't think it's Satan at all, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, fuck yeah. CK, what's going on, dude?
Not much. How are you
Having
guys?
some fun here. Couple weeks off. We missed it, man. How about you?
Yeah, it was like weird. The last two Tuesdays, I was like, "Don't you got your podcast?" I go, "No, we're off for 2 weeks."
Yeah, definitely weird. Definitely weird. But it's good to be back and good to have you on tap with us. We did something tonight, a little unique for us at least, we've never done. We had you on speakerphone when we did our pre-show meeting, so you were involved in the kind of what happens before we do the podcast. So
You were
that was
involved
cool.
in the dictatorship.
Damn.
I'm just fucking around.
You're about to get fired.
I know, right? Shit.
You're fired, the Trump.
Just jokes.
No, I didn't know if it was an allusion to the dicked up dictate like that. Like if you were telling him he was dicked up.
No, but that's good. That's fine.
So here we are. We're talking some fucking metal, CK. We're ready to hear some metal knowledge about a band that I'm not real familiar with. So why don't you shed some light on something that maybe some people don't know?
Well, if you're not familiar with that, the gate you should be.
Well, I'm familiar with the music and stuff, but not the band and their history. So I'm interested to hear what you got to say.
I mean, there's not that much. The thing is, for an influential band, because they were influential, because they came up, or they're one of the first bands to come up with the Gothenburg sound, which comes from Gothenburg, Sweden.
Right.
Which, if nobody knows, that's melodic death metal sound. It kind of takes thrash and combines it with death metal with a lot of melodicism.
Right.
It's brutal. It's brutal as fuck.
Now, was this all conspired because the fucking Gigas Codex is in Sweden? And
Oh,
No, actually, I want to say yes. Could make me look smarter than I
it
am.
would
but,
make you look really smart. Was pretty
but,
impressed with that.
right? I'm just saying.
That'd be a no.
No, it just happened.
Hey, Chris, I'm just noticing these piercings. Are they new on your face there?
Well, they're not new. I've always had them, just didn't have shit in them.
Okay, because I was gonna say I'd seen some new jewelry hanging from your face.
Yeah,
so.
I've had them forever. I just haven't had shit in them for a long time. And then
Okay.
Big Mike came over and stretched my septum, and I was like, "Hey, you got some shit to put in here?" He's like, "Yep."
Oh, cool. Very cool. All right. Well, CK, go ahead with your At the Gates again. Perfect tie-in with the Sweden thing. So
Totally accidental. But they spawned out of the band Grotesque, which was a black death metal band from Sweden. Eventually formed into At the Gates. Pretty much, the members have been. This band is split up into two parts. It's the original inception was 1990 to 1996, and they broke up. Then they came back briefly in 2007 for a tour. And now they are back together since 2013-14 as a full band. And the members have pretty much been Thomas Lindberg, Adrian Erlandson, Jonas, these brothers, I'm going to butcher their names, Bajorler, and Anders Bajorler. Jonas plays bass, Anders plays lead guitar, and different drummers throughout the band. Like I said, they formed in 1990, spawned out of Grotesque, had a couple demos out, caught the ear of some really small independent label I never heard of, Dolores Records.
Right.
Put out an EP under At the Gates, signed with Peaceful Records in 90, and released the Red in the Sky Is Ours in 92 as the first full length. And that was a pretty groundbreaking album because at that time, I don't think people really heard anything like that sound.
Yeah, I've listened to a little At the Gates. I never really totally got into them, but I don't know why. Maybe it was just me.
I mean, you had them, and you had the two biggest bands were them and In Flames, who had that sound.
Right.
yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. They remind me of In Flames.
Except they didn't puss out like In Flames did later on.
Right.
The album did really well, and considering it's an underground band, they caught attention of a few people. In '93, they recorded their second album with Fear I Kissed the Burning Darkness. You always have these weird fucking names for these
I
albums.
know that.
Yeah,
I was
really.
going to say that is an odd fucking.
Very dramatic.
It's super dramatic.
And it continues on to the last album, which is fucked up. But and at that time, the founding guitarist Alf Svensson left.
You need to learn your Swedish better, bro.
Svensson, Sven.
Yeah,
SSON,
I know.
Svensson.
Svensson.
And he replaced with Martin Larson. In '94, and again, they were releasing albums every year, so they were a really prolific band as far as writing and releasing albums and keeping the momentum going. In '94, they wanted to release an EP. Peaceful Records wanted a full length, so what they did was they recorded, I think it was six studio songs, and they padded the rest of the album with live tracks.
Right.
That became Terminal Spirit Disease, and that was kind of like really the album that was considered a breakthrough for him. So much so that Eric signed him the year later. And at that time in '95, actually put out a really critically acclaimed album, Slaughter of the Soul, which is their like master of puppets.
I was gonna
Well, I
say
was gonna
that's
say,
the
think
one I
that's
know.
the one that I fucking know for
Yeah,
sure.
that's pretty badass.
And that one is such a killer album. It's when I heard that, I was totally blown away that you could be that heavy, have that much melody, and be that brutal at the same time. And they toured for that album. It did really well. Actually played on MTV in the States. And in '96, the Bajorler brothers decided to leave. The rest of the band decided that it would not be feasible to continue without them because they thought they were such an integral part of the band that they broke up after 6 short years and 4 albums,
Interesting.
which really sucked because it's you put out a great album like that and you're like, I'm just gonna break up.
And now we're done.
Right?
But what came out of that was a band called The Haunted.
I know who that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, which was everybody but Thomas Lindbergh formed the band, and they just basically continued what At the Gates was doing as far as the sound.
So the Bjorler brothers quit At the Gates, but then came back in.
No, they quit At the Gates, formed The Haunted
The Haunted.
without Thomas Lindbergh, the singer.
So it was basically the same band, just with a different vocalist.
Different singer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay,
And,
that's kind of weird. Why wouldn't you just get a different vocalist and
Yeah,
keep it
really.
the same thing?
but
Some
I
people
guess
wanted maybe a clean break or the
Yeah, I
label.
think-
Yeah.
With the label, that could have been an issue too.
I think that was kind of part of it. Plus, Thomas Lindbergh was such a big part of the sound with his voice.
Right.
It's to me it would have been right, but the Haunted just continued kicking ass as right like they were At the Gates. And they had like 1, 2, 3. I think up to this date they have like 8 or 9 albums.
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
So they're actually around since 97, 98. And I think they put an album out last year. They put an album out called damn, I can't remember. Give me 1 second.
Time's up.
Fuck you.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Chris.
Nah, you're good. Don't fuck. Shit, son. I don't give a shit.
Let me switch my notes real quick. Strength and numbers in 2017. Yeah, they put out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 albums.
Wow.
Plus like two live albums and a compilation album of unreleased
Jesus
stuff.
Christ. They don't fuck around.
Going to work.
So, like I said, while they were still At the Haunted was still formed and playing. 2006, 2007, they decided to get back together. Get back together and do, I believe it was like a 10-year anniversary of Slaughter of the Soul.
Like on tour?
Yeah.
That's good. Dude, I love those tours when the bands like take one of their most prolific albums ever and
Do
then
the
just
whole
do the
thing.
tour and just like play it front to back. Dude,
I think that's awesome.
That shit's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
So they did like festivals and stuff like that in 2007, 2008. And, again, broke up or whatever. I don't think they were really officially together. They were just doing it to play some shows and celebrate because that album was such a groundbreaking album. Then, like in 2013, 2014, there was rumors going around that At the Gates was reforming and actually recording a new album. And on January 21st, At the Gates released a YouTube video showing a distorted thing with their logo, hinting at, something coming up real soon. And again, 2014, they released through Century Media Records At War with Reality, which just kicked ass. It was like they never left.
That's
they never
rare.
broke up. They just picked up where they left off. It was awesome. And at that around the same time, you got to remember Carcass released their comeback album as well.
Right.
So it was a great year for comebacks.
That's cool.
And
So like did Lindbergh come back for that album then?
yeah, it's pretty much the original band. Well, the most known lineup of the band with I think the only different member was well, now they got this guy Jonas Dahlhammer on lead guitar, who took over for Anders Bojol or whatever the fuck his name is.
Fuck it.
I can't pronounce his fucking name.
God damn
That's
Swedes.
all right.
Just kidding. Just kidding.
And 2018, they came out with the follow-up to the album, To Drink From the Night Itself. Again, with
Wow.
the fucked up album names.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, sometimes I've had enough booze in me that I feel like that, though.
It sounds like that's what they did. Is they got drunk and just named their albums.
I mean, it makes sense. Shit.
You get drunk enough to drink from the night itself,
Yeah,
Chris?
yeah. That's like that meme from one of
And as
fucking.
of right now, they are recording album number 7
Wow.
to be released sometime supposedly in 2020.
That's amazing. Chris, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just saying, so drunk drinking from the night, whatever. Fucking, it was one of Cashman's shows out at the cabin. I think there's a picture of me just like with my hand all up in the air like that, and Cashman made a meme out of it that says, "Fucking, you might be drunk, but you're not Shawback reaching for metal drunk."
That's awesome. That's awesome. Very cool. Well, CK, anything more about At the Gates before you move into your Lost Classic?
And at all this time, while they were broke up, Thomas Lindbergh was probably in like fucking 30 different projects, like way too many to name. I mean, he was all over.
Wow. That's amazing, man. Guy doesn't want to sit down, man. Apparently busy motherfucker.
But you know as well as I do, if you want to make money in this business of music,
Yeah.
no, you got to keep busy.
Right.
It's either that or you go to a 9-to-5 job, and you look at people
Right.
like Mike DiGiorgio or Steve DiGiorgio, Mike Portnoy.
Right.
Those guys are always working because
Oh, yeah, they have to. Yeah. Not as much money in as it used to be. At least not for the the common, of course you're going to have the elites, the Metallicas, the Megadeth, that
Right.
totally different, but the average guy, playing in metal, it's
like
tough.
the middle of the road bands,
Right.
you got to work.
Right.
I mean, they make a living, but they're not rich.
Right, and they don't have a whole lot of family time. They're on the road a lot. So.
Right, because they're probably on the road, probably 90% of the time during the year.
Yeah. So very interesting. You have picked an interesting Lost Classic, though, CK. I thought this one was a good one.
Yeah, I've been listening to this band a lot lately, especially this album. The band is called Hitman. They're from the late 80s. It's HITTMAN. And I remember getting into these guys because your previous band played with them like 1 or 2 times.
Right.
And they were the first, as far as I know, they were the first American band to be signed to Steamhammer.
Okay. German label.
Yeah, which I believe that was the big thing, was they were the first American band to be signed to that label. Or one
Interesting.
of the first. It's a self-titled album. It's really good. It's just like a classic metal album. Kind of melodic.
Right. I remember
time-
playing with them. They were really good. And they were, if I remember right, they were really friendly. Like they were cool to jam with and stuff. So no ego bullshit.
No, and they came out with a a year later or 2 years later, they came out with a follow-up that wasn't nearly as good, and it was called Vivus Machina, and it sounded like Steamhammer was pushing them towards commercial.
Okay.
And I mean, the album had a couple good songs, but for the most part, it was a lot more commercial than the first album. As far as I know, neither of the albums are available physically, but I believe they are available digitally.
Okay.
And next week I will be doing another band. I think your previous band played with them. I know one of my bands played with these guys. Band out of Peekskill, New York, called Toxic.
Oh yeah, I remember playing with them. They were really good, man. So you're gonna do them as your feature or as your Lost Classic? Oh fuck
that's
yeah!
The feature. Now think of a Lost Classic as always. I got a lot of.
Oh yeah.
A lot in my mind.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what's crazy about that Hitman thing is like I actually just looked it up on the Encyclopedia Metallium, and they apparently put out a single in 2019.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I tried looking for it. I can't find it.
Right? Okay, you can't find it. So that's weird that it's listed.
So they're still around then, apparently. Huh?
I guess. I think
active.
one of the members actually passed away, but I haven't. And I live in this area. I haven't heard anything about them since God, like 92, 93.
Wow. Interesting. Well, CK, I know you saw the new King Diamond action figure I got in the studio. So now I've got the Merciful Fate King Diamond and the Solo King Diamond look. So,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking cool, man. I'm not a toy collector type of person, but a toy company that's making King Diamond action figures, I'm all behind that. So,
especially two.
Yeah, exactly.
Ones,
and then the fucking inverted cross makeup and pretty cool.
You don't think of maybe they put out one, but
yeah,
two?
both. Yeah, very cool.
And plus, the fucking Slayer Minotaur, dude.
Yeah,
like what the fuck.
Yeah, the Slayer Minotaur. I got that. I forgot about him over there. So we got some good shit. Speaking of good shit, Chris, we got the Poop Like a Champion cereal out there. So we got some funny stuff on the table.
I shit like 4 times a day. I'm good.
I'm shitting right now, and you don't even know it.
I could be fucking sitting in the car shitting, and you wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
That's right.
Speaking of good shit, I got some couple new releases coming up that might interest people.
Right.
All right, that's cool. We're gonna do that here in a second. We want people to get into the 666 Club. We are going to be working on some bonus content that is going to be exclusive to the 666 Club, meaning that if you're not a member, you're not going to hear it. So it's simple as that. Go to Pete@murdermetalmayhem.com, email me there, and you could try it out for free for 666 hours, which comes up to 28 days, which is a month. Boom. And so you get 1 month free of the 666 Club. All you got to do is email me at pete@murdermetalmayhem.com. And if you are a member, you get the shows a day early. You get the copy of our notes before the show comes out. You get discounts on merch. You get exclusive content. And you help the podcast grow. We can do more things, take some trips, and do some cool road trip podcast stuff, ghost hunts, all that sort of thing. Costs money. So we appreciate that. So go to patreon.com/murdermetalmayhem. $3 a month, get you all that stuff. But for now, you could try it for 1 month if you email me at pete@murdermetalmayhem.com. And we got some bonus content stuff that you guys definitely are not going to want to miss. And the only way you'll be able to get it is if you are a Patreon supporter. So we appreciate you checking that out. Now, CK, you did say you got some metal releases coming up, right?
Yeah, this is all coming out within the next 1 or 2 months. Sepultura is re-releasing Beneath the Remains,
nice,
remastered with a bonus disc, anniversary edition. And supposedly the Cavalera brothers are going.
Well, they're doing a tour.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
I don't know if it's because that's coming out or it just happened to incidentally coincide, but they are going on tour doing that. Metal Church has Metal Church has 2 new releases. They have one from the Vault, which is unreleased stuff coming out. And they have a 3 CD set coming out of the first 3 Elektra albums in one case. I believe those are remastered with bonus tracks.
Nice.
In April, there's a new doc coming out, Murder in the Front Row.
Oh, hell yeah, that's coming out?
That's coming out in May on DVD and on, I believe, digital streaming as well.
Awesome. I definitely want to see that.
I believe in May is Rush Permanent Waves Anniversary Edition on vinyl and CD is coming out.
Cool.
Of course, Testament and Black Dahlia in April. The Acacia Strain, I believe, in 27th of March, I believe that's coming out, or the 20th of March. New Candlemass. The new Creator live album actually got pushed back a month, so that's coming out in April, I believe. And the band Heathen announced that they are coming out with a new album in May or June.
Very cool.
Now,
are they doing a reissue of that Oz Fire in the Brain? Are they doing something with that?
Oh God, I hope so.
Jesus.
I hope it's like a 3 CD set.
That'd be awesome, man.
With a DVD of the making of.
Yeah, I heard you were getting the album cover tattooed on your back, so that's pretty cool.
Fuck, if they ever did that, I'd buy it just to fucking piss on it.
Dude, now, you mentioned Rush putting something out, right?
Permanent Waves, the 40th anniversary edition.
Did you see that Primus is doing their tour, doing a Farewell to Kings?
They're doing the Farewell to Kings. I want to see that so bad.
Yeah, that should be pretty fucking awesome,
because have you never heard Primus do cover songs?
Oh, I have.
And I'm actually going to do a feature at some point on Primus because they're not really metal, but they are. But they're just so fucking weird.
You got a straight death metal fucking guitar player. Fucking, I mean, Claypool's bass is fucking ridiculous. Like,
oh yeah,
he's sick.
Primus is just fucking insane, dude.
They're just unbelievable, especially live. I've seen them a couple times live. They're just holy
twice,
shit.
Yeah, that's fucking wicked.
It's ridiculous.
We got some good local metal news, Chris. Got a couple of shows coming up that you're talking about.
Daddy-O's. What's the one on the 15th?
Yeah, we got one at Daddy-O's in downtown Bloomington, Illinois,
Daddy-O's.
March 15th, which is a Sunday. Is that it's a Sunday show? Summon the Lich, Chalk, Blood Feud, Acadia, and Eyes from Above. So that sounds like a good show. And then they got another one.
That both shows are at Daddy-O's. Show starts at 6:30, doors at 6. The one coming up after that is April 26th. It's fucking our boys of Vena Collabs. Station 6, our boys of Treachery Untold, Crown the Martyr. It's gonna be fucking badass, bro.
Hell yeah. That's cool they're doing shows there. So Daddy-O's, Bloomington,
awesome,
Illinois. Check it out. And bands, get us your shows. We'll talk about them.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where they are. We're just talking about Central Illinois stuff because that's where we're based. But you guys got shows. Yeah, labels. Get a hold of us, man. That's what we're here for. So, well, CK, I think we've done, Chris, we've done plenty of metal here. And I think, CK, what is the next thing that we need to fucking do?
Mayhem.
Nice. If you're looking for a one-of-a-kind California experience, then search no more. Call us today at Murdering California Tours. Let us show you a killer fucking time.
Well, hey! Is this tour family friendly?
We know kids really love the Black Dahlia exhibit, so I would encourage you to bring the children. Plus, the Spawn Ranch bus ride is always a family fun time. In a Manson family sort of way.
Did you say Manson?
We also have a wonderful Zodiac Lake Tour, the Night Stalker Sleazy Hotel Room Experience, the romantic Lacey Peterson Dinner for Two, the Ed Kemper Dart Throw, and much more. Call us today at Murder Tours and let us know that you had a fucking killer fucking time.
Could it be Satan?
There's that church lady again, man. What the fuck? I like that commercial for California Murder Tours.
Yeah. Dude,
Chris, you did a nice job.
I mean,
there.
the Ed Kemper Dart Throw. Shit.
That's right.
Come
That's
on.
right. And of course, before that, we had At the Gates, Blinded by Fear, and CK. We still got you on, and we're now in Mayhem. This is your new place to be on Tuesday night. I like the way he said that. It's like Cookie Monster. It's like a Cookie Monster meets Crazy Mike Lanham is what that sounds like. Sounds like Cookie Monster meets Crazy Mike Lanham. But nonetheless, that sounded good. So here we are in Mayhem. And in Mayhem, Chris, is where we tell some tall tales, some good
tall
stories,
tales.
some good stories, some funny shit. And I got a good one.
All right. And this is a new one,
This is
right?
a brand spanking new one, hot
Fuck
off the
yeah.
presses, because when
And it's
Jenny
not a
and I...
poop story either.
It's not a poop story. Well, it could have ended in a poop story. I don't know. Coyote might have pooped when that happened. Yeah. So anyway, Jenny and I are out in Arizona where my parents, we were doing multiple things. We went to the Grand Canyon, went to see my parents, which live in about the center of the state. And then my sister lives just north of Phoenix. And so we kind of spread the time out between those places. Anyway, it was really cool. And so I think it was the first morning we were there. So we were there on a Saturday. I think we woke up Sunday morning. So it's a Sunday. Try to picture it. You're eating breakfast. My parents have this beautiful view out their window in where the kitchen is. And we're sitting there, my mom, my dad, me, and Jenny, we're eating breakfast. All of a sudden, this coyote comes like kind of trotting through the yard, like right by the window, like 10 feet, just hanging out. So one of us says, "Oh shit, that's a coyote," and my mom's like, "Man, that's a big coyote," So my dad just calmly just gets up. We're just sitting there eating breakfast, calmly gets up, goes in the other room, comes back with a gun, a Remington 223, puts a bullet in, like while we're sitting there eating, like right there standing by the table, put a bullet in, locked it, loaded it,
entertainment.
walked about 15 feet out the front door, opened the door, standing on the porch, boom, fucking shoots this motherfucker. Shuts the door, comes back, puts the gun back, and just keeps eating breakfast like nothing fucking happened.
Like nothing happened.
Like nothing fucking happened.
But legit, what's he do with the carcass after he
I don't know. They encourage him to kill him out there because they
Right,
kill.
right, 'cause they're
I'm
fucking
sure something would drag
overpopulated.
it off.
Yeah,
Let the vultures eat it.
Yeah.
but dude,
It wasn't in his yard. It was like a distance away when he shot it.
oh, for real?
Oh, yeah. It was like 50 yards away when he dropped it. Yeah.
Oh, no shit. It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
pop.
Yeah. One shot,
Well,
one
one shot.
kill.
Yeah, I know not.
Boom.
Yeah. I said pop, but yeah, one shot. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
I was like, fuck.
Is it
you know?
fucking,
and it
was
was
it-
so fucking loud. Like,
I bet
it was like,
standing in the
wham, and then we're all sitting there like, I don't know whether to be like, that was fucking cool, or like, holy shit, like you just killed something like for no reason. But
No, dude,
they
look
are
out.
a nuisance out there.
The fucking iron sights or scope?
There wasn't a scope
There's
on
no
it.
scope. Oh shit!
I don't
All right.
believe so. I don't
Nice.
believe so.
Nice.
So yeah, he dropped it. Yeah, it was pretty badass.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, my dad doesn't like hunting with a gun because he says it's too easy. That's why he likes bow hunting.
I was gonna say, is he bow hunt?
Bow hunting, and then he likes the muzzle loader, or at least he used to. I don't know if he's doing it now. It's
the
70.
muzzle loader, because that's that's work to fucking
Yeah,
goddamn.
I don't
load
know.
up.
He's 76 and he still fucking does this shit. It's
Right.
It
pretty,
takes like a half hour to load a muzzle.
yeah, it's fucking nuts. My dad's crazy with that shit. So
I need
anyway,
to meet your dad.
little mayhem story there for you.
That's
He'll be
fucking-
at the wedding. You'll get to meet him, man.
That's
You
awesome,
can ask
dude.
him to fucking tell the story, man.
God, I
That's
hope there's no
awesome.
coyotes there.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna bring-
right in
I'm
the
gonna-
middle of the wedding, that'd be fucked up. Dropped at the park in Hayward Centennial Park. Drops a coyote.
Hey, that was somebody's shepherd. That's somebody's German shepherd, bro. Calm down.
yeah.
He just
Yeah.
shot somebody's poodle.
Some little 6-year-olds crying because he killed their dog. Yeah. That's funny.
I do know that for the wedding when I meet your dad, I'm bringing one of them fucking big old gallon jugs of pickles. He'll be like, here.
I showed him the book and he didn't know what to think of it. But the whole thing with his dad putting his arm in the pickle barrel,
Right.
he didn't know what to. He was like not really laughing, so I didn't know if he felt like I was dissing him. I don't know, but
Whatever.
I was like, Dad, this is funny. you
But
know?
it's funny, dude.
Yeah, my mom thought it was funny. My dad didn't know what to think, and my sister was dying. She thought-
Right,
And
right.
speaking of my sister, do you like the Justin Bieber toothbrush she got me over there for my birthday?
Yeah, hey, see,
Yeah,
you
plays
see
2
this shit.
songs.
It's this electronic toothbrush that
Yeah.
plays Justin Bieber songs while you brush your teeth, so
Oh,
you know
it's fucking
you're brushing your
ridiculous.
teeth for the right time.
Yeah, she thought that was funny.
It's,
So wait till she
but no.
sees what I got her.
But he decided to put it in front of me in the
Yeah.
studio. Like,
Well, I thought you might like it. You know? I know you're a Beebster, you know.
a Beebster. Fuck.
Yeah,
Bieber maniac.
me and my sister always joked around about how ridiculous Flavor Flav was. So I got her a big fake clock to wear around her neck.
Like fucking Flava Flav.
Yeah, and
A grill?
the grill,
Nice.
and a certificate that said she was now the Arizona chapter president of the Flavor Flav fan club, and then a letterhead with this picture on it, and it
That's
said
hilarious.
that he heard that she was a big fan. And that he was making her the chapter president.
That's
so
awesome.
Thanks
Flava
Thanks for the
Flav.
support, and I signed it Flavor Flav. Boy, yeah.
Boy.
On the return address, I put 68 Boy Boulevard. Yeah, I always
BOI?
yeah. Oh, of course. I always put a little hint somewhere in the joke that it's not
Right,
real, and
right.
that was the hint, the Boy Boulevard. So
That's
my
fucking
sister's
hilarious.
birthday is this month, so I sent it the other day. So I'm anxious, and I'll update everybody on what her reaction.
hilarious.
I guarantee you, she's wearing the clock, the grill, and she's going to take her picture with
I
it.
hope so,
It's going to
dude.
be fucking
I hope
amazing.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because my sister is kind of famous in the chef world. She's been in books and stuff, so it's just funny
Right, right.
to think of her doing stupid shit like we do. So
That's awesome.
anyway, all right, so we got a big milestone coming up, guys. Got the 100th podcast. It's going to be aired on June 4th at midnight. It's going to be fucking awesome. We had a blast doing the 50th. We had a couple bands in here and a yard full of friends. Now, if we weren't coming off of a wedding, I might be up to do another one of those, but
Nah, this is gonna be
after
a
all
fucking-
that, I don't think I got it in me to do that shit again. At least not right now. So we got something different planned, and I think it's going to be just as cool. I know you guys both know what's up.
Yes, sir. I can't wait for this.
Now we love the guys in the Black Crypt podcast. They're friends of ours. They're based in Danville, Illinois, which isn't too far. We met them 2 times at the Dark History Convention, and we did that live event you heard last week.
Yep.
Doing Amityville Horror. So we're very good rapport with them. They like our show, and we both listen to theirs. So we thought it would be cool to have them here at Horns High, and we can't do something like that, Chris, without getting Joey Gormonger
No,
in
you
on
know
it.
Cashman got to fucking roll it in.
So we got Joey Gormonger coming in, and of course CK will be there. Have a good time talking about some very, very interesting stuff. And the episode is going to be a little departure from the usual, but kind of, not really. We're going to do an entire episode on demonic possession, so that's going to be badass. Chris, we're going to have Christopher St. Booth here
He'll be on the
on
show,
Skype
yeah.
talking. Because he's got a lot of experience with that shit. Remember when we
Yeah,
met him?
we did the interview with him at the convention
Yeah.
last time. Got the sweet ass exorcism kit from
Yeah,
him, bro.
yeah, and I think we'll have the exorcism kit on the table when we do
fucking
this
A, man.
one.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. And Christopher was down with doing an interview. He's got a new book out. Him and his brother Adrian, the Booth brothers, have a movie coming out, if not already out. So he's got a lot of stuff to talk about. He's also doing a string of those oddity and curiosity
Curiosities, yes,
expos.
yeah.
Oh, that's a tongue twister. And they're doing a bunch of them, him and his wife.
Yeah.
And so he's got a lot of stuff happening all the time. And so we'll have him involved. Get into some good dark and evil metal with CK. We're also talking about we're going to incorporate our favorite horror movies that involve demonic possession. So that'll be cool.
I mean, The Exorcist is like...
Of course.
That's number one.
But there's a ton of them, though. There's so many
there's
good
a bunch.
ones.
Dude,
You know?
The Exorcism of Emily Rose is fucking awesome.
That
dude.
is a really good
like,
one.
Fucking like, what's her name? It was Dexter's sister. Fucking
Oh, yeah. She does play her.
yeah. Fucking dude, she does awesome in that movie.
Yeah,
man.
she's amazing. She's amazing. And there's that real case from Germany that Elise Michelle, she is a case that Christopher is very involved with. He's actually got her exorcism kit, which is the exorcism where she died.
Right.
That's a crazy one, and Elise Michelle. So we're going to talk to him, I'm sure, about that. So we've got a lot of really good stuff planned for that 100th episode. We're going to have Black Crypt here. We're going to cook out. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk with some friends and spend the day.
We might even murder a motherfucker.
That's right. We might. If somebody comes down this alley, dude, they
done.
may end up
They're
on the
donezo.
Skullrista over there. You know?
Every time the fucking IGA bell rings, we kill.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to record the show in the middle of May, but it'll be ready for prime time on June 4th, the 100th episode of Murder Metal Mayhem. Did you guys think we would make it this fucking far, man?
Yes.
Yes. Chris says no.
No.
I say I had no reason to think we couldn't. I mean,
I
really,
didn't really think we couldn't, but at the same
just
time,
amazing,
I kind
man.
of felt like
that's a lot of
that
shows,
was-
man.
When we first started, I was like, there is no way this is going more than 6 months. And then like, oh shit, we're doing this. All right.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah, it went from an hour to
know.
minimum 2 hours.
Yeah, some of them going almost 3, so it's pretty amazing. Now, next week, we roll out the March Mayhem contest on March 12th, 2020. It's going to go 4 weeks, and the list of 16 killers is going to be whittled down to one final person standing tall. We decided to change how you can be involved with this contest. The time is very short, so if you're listening, you want to pay attention, okay? All you have to do to enter this contest is email Pete@murdermetalmayhem.com. That's all you got to do. You got to do that by March 11th, 2020 at midnight. That's Central Time. And you could be from anywhere in the world, not just the United States. Just email me your name and a contact email to respond, and we'll take the first 3. And what's going to happen is each one of us is going to play for one of our listeners. So Chris, CK, and I, we've already picked our list of the 16 killers. So whatever listener gets paired up with one of us, we'll play for them. And hopefully, Chris, one of us is obviously gonna win.
Right.
And somebody's gonna get this fucking grand prize, dude.
Somebody gonna get to fucking come fucking talk with me, you, CK on fucking
Yeah.
a murder, and like we said, we'll have a little list of different ones.
Yeah, let them
you
pick.
Pick.
Yeah,
That's
I
right,
mean, you
man.
get to co-host the show with us. Plus, you get some extra stuff, all right? So we're going to do that by Skype or Messenger, so you won't physically be here. But that's why we want to open it to anywhere in the world. So anybody could do this, not just somebody local. That would be a Tuesday night around 7 o'clock Central Time. You'll also get a T-shirt. You'll get an 8x10 promo photo signed by us and a copy of the new book, the coffee table book that should be nowhere near a coffee table, and some
Nowhere
stickers.
near a
man.
coffee table.
Can't beat that.
No, you cannot beat it. Just like a sore dick, CK.
Exactly.
Shit. I'll
Now,
bet
you're
you
not going
hurts.
to be paid, okay? Because we're not getting fucking paid, so you're sure as fuck not getting paid.
We don't make money. You don't make money.
That's right. But you get the prestige of being on Murder Metal Mayhem. The second prize is going to be a Murder Metal Mayhem shirt. So the second prize is still cool. A signed
Yeah, you still
8x10
get some shit.
and some stickers. And third place will get a signed 8x10 and some stickers. So the Slaying 16, the 16 killers we got, Gacy, Speck, Geen, Henry Lee Lucas, Ramirez, Panzram, Matheny, H.H. Holmes, Berkowitz, Eileen Warnos, Dahmer, Shawcross, Dean Coral, Fish, Pee Wee Gaskins, and Bell Gunnis. So should be good. 16 brutal motherfuckers going at it. So email me at pete@murdermetalmayhem.com by March 11, 2020 at midnight. And it costs nothing to enter. And the top 3 will win something. So
Yes,
if you're
you
one of
will.
those 3, we'll play for you. And whoever wins gets the fucking grand prize to be on the show with us. So it's going to be fun. So get those in. Tonight,
we
though.
should probably get Cashman to enter. He's never on the show with us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He's really shy, though. He's really shy.
Yeah, super shy.
I don't know if he would do it. We got a killer cage match tonight.
Yes,
We
do.
know that's our thing. We get 60 killers. We made a list, 60 objects. Listeners pick the random numbers, and then we pair up 2 killers, 2 objects in a steel cage to fight to the death. And we throw in a variable for a little fun. So, CK, we got some listeners to thank for contributing here. Who do we got to thank this
We
week?
have, give me 1 second. We have Denton Mason, Randy Steinlicht, and Big Mike Collier.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking
And,
anal sausages.
That's right. So you guys, 3, thanks guys for contributing. We got a good one tonight. 2 killers going to the death. Chris, who do we got fighting this week in the cage, man?
We got Jerry Brudos with the shoes, and we got Ted Bundy with his cast.
That's right. Got the shoe fetish slayer going at it with Bundy. Should be pretty interesting. A lot of sawing going on tonight because we've got 2 objects, CK, they're fighting with. It's kind of strange that they're so similar. So what do we got?
A chainsaw and a bone saw.
I mean,
Nice.
kind of a chainsaw is a bone saw, sort of. I mean,
Kinda, a
not
little more
precision-
automated.
Not so precision work
Right?
going on, but I
That's
mean,
true. That's true.
But
A lot of
Damn.
sawing of flesh tonight. So pretty
Fuck yeah,
brutal.
dude.
Got a good variable,
variable is
tonight,
fucking
Chris. Who's the
all right, here's our variable. We got 3. We'll say 4, and we won't put them in a certain
That's
order.
right. Trying to be
We'll say
PC
3
here.
foreign tourists with coronavirus puking violently.
Oh,
you
damn.
motherfuckers should drink more alcohol because you don't get that shit.
That's right.
Dude, I saw that. My buddy who posted this meme. It was a Jack Daniels bottle with a spray nozzle on it.
I
Said,
saw that.
Yeah, I
Spray
saw
3,
that.
yeah, spray 3 times, fucking anti-corona. I'm like, shit, I'm taking that spray off. I'm just swallowing that, bro. But yeah.
So, what do you guys think? We got Jerry Brudos going at it with Ted Bundy in a cage with a chainsaw and a bone saw with 3 foreign tourists with the coronavirus.
They
puking
legit have
violently.
coronavirus. It isn't like a scare tactic.
Apparently, they really legit got it, but I don't think you have time in a steel cage match to contract the virus and worry about it. So,
Well, the way people are talking, you're going to get it and die anyway, so I'm going with coronavirus as the winner.
Coronavirus as the winner. Dude, you just gotta.
Well,
I don't
the way
know.
everybody's talking is you get
oh
it and
my
you're going to
God.
die right away.
It's so ridiculous.
I don't know, man. The
I
fucking
think Brudos physically has the upper
No,
hand
I think
here.
Brudos definitely
Pretty
got-
stout motherfucker.
Brutus is definitely over Bundy, and he's gonna have that 6-inch stiletto hill and just jab it in the side of his
Oh,
fucking
damn.
head, bro.
Yeah.
like that's a weapon.
Yeah,
right
I
there.
agree.
Like
True.
That, like Brutus always
Brutus.
has the shoes.
Brudos is pretty tough, man.
He's just gonna kill you, and then he's gonna cut your man boobies off.
Right?
And fucking, well, I mean, because it's Ted Bundy, because he's a dude.
Right.
But cut you up and kill.
Yeah.
And they're looking over at the dudes puking in the corner going like, you guys drank too much. The fuck? Or not
Yeah.
enough. Was it?
I
how's
can't
that work?
imagine how bad that cage match would stink, though, with these guys puking.
Oh,
and-
God.
Yeah, it'd be pretty rough, man.
I think Brutos wins this battle. It's going to be,
but if you think about it, if Bundy gets a hold of that chainsaw,
if Bundy does get
it
over
could be
the-
game time because Bundy might be quicker than Brudos. I don't know, you know.
Brutus did seem kind of like a not what's the word I'm looking for? Just unbalanced. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, he
but-
doesn't strike me as like athletically
agile. He doesn't strike me as agile.
Whereas
at
Bundy
all.
definitely
Bundy
would be.
I mean, motherfucker jumped out of the second story window and ran away
True.
with a. I mean,
Yeah, right,
Like-
for sure. Yeah.
He's like,
so
"I'm
I don't
out."
know. It's a pretty even match, I'm thinking, but I think a lot of it's going to be who can get to the chainsaw first.
yeah, because the bone saw, that's actual physical.
Yeah, you'd have to
hacking
be
back and
really
forth
up
work.
on
No,
somebody.
you got to take time for that.
Yeah, the chainsaw, you just like fucking "Wah!" Done, bitch. Although I have seen people getting executed with chainsaws, and it looks harder than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not good videos to watch.
No, not at all. Yeah, pretty bad.
But fuck. But I think I'm gonna go. Yep, I'm gonna go with Brutos with the high heel.
Okay. CK's going with coronavirus.
CK's going with coronavirus.
I'm going with Brutos. I think Brutos is going to fuck him up. But I think Bundy's got a shot if he can get to the chainsaw. But I think Brutus is going to overpower him. He's too big.
Yeah.
So good
I
match
think
tonight.
is this the first time the variable's been picked as a winner?
I think
this
it's very
is.
possible,
I
yeah.
think this might be the
I
first
think it
time a
is. I
variable's
think it
been
is.
picked as a winner.
Has ever been picked by somebody?
Well, definitely a good one tonight, guys. Some good mayhem. I think we need to get going, though, and hit that outro, thank a few people, and close out the night, man.
Yes, sir.
I'll make you scream, I'll make you defecate. Straight to hell tonight. We're going straight to hell tonight. I'll make you lie, I'll make you
Could it
steal it.
be Satan?
That fucking church lady's there again,
You
man.
just be popping up. I mean, it is Ozzy, so it makes sense.
That's some new Ozzy there, straight to hell. I know I've read some mixed reviews of the album, but from what I heard, it's pretty fucking good,
Dude,
man.
I ain't gonna lie. What I've heard is fucking pretty awesome. And I'm like I've always said, I'm not a huge Ozzy fan. But
Right.
What I've heard so far is pretty fucking decent.
That's cool.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, you heard the whole thing, right, CK?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That's cool. I did see there's a song with Post Malone, which made me want to throw up. That guy looks like he stinks.
No, dude.
You know,
no.
somebody that
I
looks
saw-
like they just
all right,
would be vile to be next to.
I'm bringing up another meme. You ever? There's one. It's like Lisa Simpson standing there with the screen in the back, and the screen says, "Post Malone looks like the 0.01% of germs that Lysol don't kill."
Oh, nice. That's funny. I don't understand what the fixation is with that dude.
Nah,
man.
I don't know.
I've never
get-
heard of this dude until Ozzy.
Really?
But you
I've never-
didn't realize that he brought Ozzy out onto the scene?
Yeah, right. Wow. So that was the only thing I didn't like. I saw he did a song with him. I was like, oh my God. But
He also does the title song with Elton John.
oh wow, really? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, some new Ozzy for you. And we've had a good show tonight, guys. I think so. Episode 88's been kick ass. Had some bumper music by At the Gates, Iron Maiden, and Ozzy. So going a little old school tonight. CK, your music was by who? Your intro song.
None other than Chrysalis.
Fuck yeah. And Chris, Murder Metal Mayhem intro music by
Upper 11.
Upper 11. I've never heard of them before.
Hello, motherfucking 12.
That's right.
That's a side project.
Check out spellboundeffectsandart.com for their incredible online catalog of silicone body parts, hands, feet, aprons, cowboy hats, dicks, and whatever else you desire. Tony has an amazing
Rubber
Ed
dicks.
Gein inspired stuff like human skin lamps, aprons, and so much more. So go check him out, spellboundeffectsandart.com. Can't say it enough. Such an amazing fucking dude, man. Love it. Book your
all
own
this
ghost
shit's
tour,
fucking great.
seance, or the Jeffrey Dahmer Cream City Cannibal Tour at Shaker's Cigar Bar in Milwaukee. Chris, we love that place.
Fucking right. You go up in there, and if Bob's in there at the time, just be like,
Yeah.
"Hey, heard of you
Murder
through
Metal Mayhem sent me
dude?"
down here, man.
And like, look around, you'll see the fucking Dahmer bobblehead
Yeah.
sitting there, dude. Fucking be all right. Tell Bob what's up. Have
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah.
Smoke you a cigar. Get you a drink. Get you some fire ass food.
Yeah, the food is amazing. The drink specials are good. He's got absinthe fucking drinks. You can buy cigars there. By the cigar bar is where you'll see the Dahmer
Right.
bobblehead that we gave him. So
Sitting there.
very cool place. And take a look at hangmantours.com to book a tour of your own. Thanks to everybody listening out there. We really do appreciate
Yes,
it.
we
We do
do.
continue
Once
to
again.
dominate and see how many of you are getting your murder on each week is what keeps this shit going. So thank you very, very much. We see CK. I see that Danbury and Bloomington keep going back and forth in the number 2 and 3 spot. It's kind of cool. So thanks to everybody listening. Chicago's still number 1. Bloomington, Illinois, and Danbury, Connecticut have been alternating at number 2 and 3. But a lot of cities that are on there are always on there. Cedar Rapids, Iowa, California, there's been a couple different. I think San Diego was on there. San Jose, been kind of on and off it. So it's like a live top 10.
Everybody
so it
be
changes.
jockeying for position.
What I'm amazed at is number 1 country, U.S., number 2, England, number 3, Canada. Okay, so that makes sense. Or
that
I'm sorry, I
makes
think
sense.
it's U.S., Canada, England. Number 4, Lithuania. I have no fucking idea, but whoever out there is listening from Lithuania, thank you very much.
Keep getting it
That's
in,
fucking
man.
cool.
Hell yeah.
They love their murder and they love their metal.
I guess. And Kenya is on the top 10 countries list. So that's
That one
amazing.
I don't get.
I don't either. I don't
Why
know what
not?
the fuck's going on with that. So
Why
thank
not?
you. I know there's an Army or a Air Force base in Kenya because I was talking to a friend of mine today whose wife is deployed there. So that could be it. U.S. servicemen listening to
like,
podcasts. So
fucking let's
if
listen.
you're out there in Kenya or wherever and you're listening,
Hit us
you're
up. Tell us where
military,
you're at
please
exactly.
drop us a
especially
line,
if you're
man.
military. Hook us
That'd be
up, dude.
amazing,
Oh,
man.
yeah. Thank you for your service.
Yes. Now, we got some good listener comments this time around. CK, you want to read that first one?
Sierra Brown messaged, I'm always on the lookout for a good metal podcast and true crime stuff, so it's definitely been a cool find. You guys and Death Metal Dicks are probably the only ones who really cover both.
That's fucking
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah, she sent a
No,
message.
Death Metal Dicks, dude.
I know, that's what you sent
that's how
me.
when we started.
It
when I
is.
sent you Death Metal Dicks, bro.
I did. I know, and I listened to it, and I was like, "We could do better than this." I
No,
mean,
we could do
they're
this,
funny,
dude.
though. They're
No,
cool.
Death
They're
Metal
all right.
Dicks is fucking awesome, man.
Yeah,
Hell
those guys are cool.
Thanks, Sierra, dude.
yeah,
That's awesome, man.
Well, what happened was she sent me a message and said, "I'm trying to listen to the Joe Callinger episode, but when I play it, the Ken and Barbie episode
Cashman
plays."
said the same fucking shit. He's no Cashman.
So I
meant to
fixed
say
it.
something to you about that.
So I
Okay.
fixed it.
It's fixed,
and
All
I
right,
thanked
cool,
her
cool.
for that, and I sent her a book to thank the Murder Metal
Yeah,
Mayhem
for
book.
sure, definitely.
And I
awesome.
told her that I would put her comment on the show. So
yeah, Cashman
she's
said
from
the same
Cincinnati.
thing. I forgot
yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucking awesome.
I
Yeah.
don't know how it happened, but I fixed
Hey,
it.
whatever. It's cool.
It's
Thank
weird.
you, Sierra, so much for
Yeah,
that,
I thought
dude.
that was really cool.
No, that's
Yeah.
awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Thank you. Fucking A.
Chris, you want to read the next one, dude?
This next one's from our buddy fucking Justin, dude. He says, I love the Low 12 episode. The Low 12 episode is my favorite one so far. It brought back a lot of great memories, so thanks for doing it. And we did that for friends like you that from the area and from around the whole space. So you're welcome, Justin, and everybody else who likes it. But at the same time, when I just seen Justin, Pete,
Yeah.
I got that. He gave me a light switch cover
Right.
that's got pogo on it, dude.
That's awesome,
So like
yeah.
it's a metal outlet cover that's got Pogo the Clown, like the one everybody knows with the balloons
Yeah.
and everything, dude.
It's great.
It's awesome. So thank you,
Yeah,
Justin,
thanks,
for your
Justin
comments.
Morris,
thanks for
for doing
listening,
that.
and thank you for giving us that shit from
Yeah.
the studio, bro.
Yeah.
So fucking A, man.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Sarah Kills 666 said, "I love the mayhem part of your show, the best. Killer fucking Cage Match is the shit. So thank you, Sarah. I'm glad you like
Thank you,
Killer
Sarah.
Cage Match.
Fucking
That's
A.
awesome.
Throw us your ideas about how you think the fights come out too, Sarah. Come on. Hell yeah.
That's right. That's right. And CK, you want to read that last one?
Yeah, I'll read it. And the styles comment, Pete, I recently read your new book, and the story October House really freaked me out. All the stories were great. Here's a little tidbit about October House. Not only is it a couple miles from where I live, but the character Laura, the doctor's wife,
Yes.
was named after my wife.
That's right. That's right. I did
She
use
makes
that.
a little cameo.
She does. She does. Yeah, I knew she liked that. Yeah. That's
Yeah. That's
funny.
awesome,
I
dude.
like to do that when I can. I can do it whenever, but I like to do it
It's nice,
in certain times, to for a friend to just be a part of it,
Not necessarily a friend thing. So my youngest daughter, Lily, started writing the story
Yeah.
the other day. It's on this computer. I just got to find out where it's at. She knows how to work this fucking computer better than I do. Fucking. But she started writing this story, but it's basically about... The gist of it so far is about somebody who was on a shipwreck, and it's called The Headless Man is what it's called.
Okay.
But she's got a dog named Ninja and a cat named Pirate. And it's all because I got this warning sign at the house.
Yeah.
It looks like a legit warning sign, and it says, warning ninjas, pirates, and lasers and shit. So she named the dog and the cat in her
Nice.
story Ninja and Pirate.
Nice. Yeah, that's a total writer thing. Yeah, total writer thing. Yeah. That's a sign that she's going to have success. Yeah.
Right.
She's got that kind of brain. Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome. Yeah, don't forget to check out murdermetalmayhem.com to listen to all our podcasts and the bonus content. Get a copy of our new adult activity book we mentioned, the coffee table book. That should be nowhere near a coffee table. Color the serial killers, do some mayhem crossword puzzle, word search, articles from each one of us, some behind-the-scene pictures. So check the episode description to get your copy today. They're only $15, and that's
And I would
free
suggest
shipping.
you buy two.
You could buy two, yes.
I would
You buy
suggest
Color.
one to color and one to keep as a
memento.
collector's item.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great idea, CK. Get two of them.
I thought so.
I think so too. So go check out Murder Metal Mayhem on the YouTube channel. I'm actually going to be starting to sift through the low 12 stuff. There's a lot of video we
Y'all
shot that
motherfuckers
night.
didn't see my ass pass the fuck out.
Damn, dude, did you listen to that?
I haven't listened. I'm
Oh,
scared
wow.
to listen to it, bro.
Oh, wow.
You sounded good in the beginning.
In the
though.
beginning, you sound drunk, but as it goes on, it gets almost like incoherent, dude. And what was so funny was as you were saying stuff, I'm just watching you to see if there's anything there. And you were like really drifting in places, and then you eventually just passed out.
It's
It was
done.
pretty funny.
No, it's not funny. It's fucked. That shit was fucked.
So follow us on Twitter at Get Your Murder On, and like us on Facebook. Join the 666 Club. Support the podcast on our Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Murder Metal Mayhem. We do appreciate the support. You can go to creationofchaos.com if you want to pick up one of my books. And I got a new one out now called Creation of Chaos 2, 12 Ways to Make You Die. Artwork by Joey Gormonger. So definitely want to check it out. Plus bonus stories from Angel Rosa, Alex Crow, and Sue Rovens. Don't miss next week. We'll be featuring the fucked up case of that murdering elderly couple from Missouri, Ray and Faye Copeland. That's going to be crazy. Some drifter killing. The other way around, Chris. You know, they're going to be dying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's still Drifter, but it's backwards.
I actually just saw a forensic files on them the other night.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
dude.
going to be a good one next
Yeah.
week. So,
It'll be interesting.
yeah, it's a very interesting story. We can't let them go, though, without hearing a new karaoke song. This one, of course, inspired by the Devil's Bible. So hope you guys dig it. And until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
And your fist riding the hands of Satan.
I don't need to beg or borrow. Yes, I'm living at a pace that kills. Oh yeah, running with the devil. Ah yeah, whoa. Running with the devil. I'll tell you all about it. I found the simple life ain't so simple. When I jumped down on that road, I've got no love you call real. Ain't got nobody fucking waiting at home. Ah, yeah, running with the devil. God damn it, lady, you know I ain't telling you. Only gonna tell you one time, oh yeah, running with the devil. Yes, I am. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. You know I found the simple life was so simple. No, when I jumped down on that road, got no love you call real. Got nobody waiting at home. Oh yeah, running with the devil. Oh God, I'm running, oh yeah. Running with the devil. Come on, one more time. Oh yeah. Running with the devil. Fuck yeah. Running with the devil. Oh yeah. Running with the devil. Murder metal mayhem, motherfucker. Running with the devil.
This is the Almighty Master Lord Satan, and you are listening to Murder Metal Mayhem.
Mother, man.